So now I want to show you vlookup. Now everyone really loves vlookup. I actually quite like hlookup, but so one is a vertical lookup, the one is a horizontal lookup, so it just depends which way around your spreadsheet is. They're basically very closely related functions. Let's start with vlookup and then I'll show you hlookup. So supposing you've got a spreadsheet like this and you want to look up, say, what Heather's data is in each month. To start off with, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy these months over and I'm going to type the word Heather. Now this could be an input box, so to make it clear that it's a place where we input data, we can fill it with blue and we just let the user of the spreadsheet know that this is an input box. Well, in fact, what we can do is, if we insert a column here, we can just type in, we can say input name, and here we can get the results using vlookup. So let's type in vlookup. There we go. Okay, so the lookup value is Heather. That's what we're looking up. The table array, now, okay, the best way of doing this is to do a range name. So let's just do that. It's right off the bat. So we're starting actually with, this is our first column, which is the column we're going to look up, which is the name. So keeping shift pressed down, we go to the end and then page down a few times. And then let go of shift. We've selected the range, which we can type in here, data. Okay, so let's put the results in here for Heather. So function vlookup is already selected. Okay, lookup value is Heather, table array is data, so if we press F3 that comes up with our range names, we just select on data. Okay, column index number is 1, Adam, so we know now that it's looking at names. And for the range lookup, 9 times out of 10, just put 0 there, which means that it's looking for an exact match. Otherwise it would take you to the closest match, and as you see, if we don't have that there, it selects Adam, which is wrong. So just always put 0 there, that's my advice, and then click on OK. So by using this complex formula, it's returning the same name we've already got, which is pretty useless, but at least we know that we're on the right row. Now, so what we want to do is to copy this over and then to use these to get this data in these other columns. Now we face two problems doing that, which I'll demonstrate. So if we copy that over, it doesn't work. It doesn't work yet, I should say. We're going to get it working, don't worry. So first reason, if you look at that next cell, it's looking up the contents of C2, which is nothing. So obviously one way around that is we can just move, we can copy Heather across, but that's a bit cumbersome. Control Z, let's do, yeah. So rather than just fill cells with unnecessary data, the best way of doing that is to turn this from a relative reference to an absolute reference, and we do that by adding a $sign before the B, which fixes the B. So that means that if we now copy this, so at the moment it changes to C, D, E, etc. But now, because we fixed it and copy it across, all of these stay at B. The other problem we have is they're all looking, remember this third one was the column. If you can forget what these are, it says it there. The third one is the column index number. They've even bolded it for you. Or you can press FX again and it comes up with this. The column index number is 1. But we're looking at now at another column, so we don't want it to be 1. So one way around this is to create a row of numbers here and use variables instead of absolute numbers. So this one, we want column 1 to be returned. We can increment it so that it equals that plus 1 Then copy this over. Okay, so we can just use this row. So we could put, say, column number here. We can use this number here. We can put a variable in here to refer to this, so it means that it will find the correct column. So instead of that one there, just edit it, just click there, backspace, plus, there, enter. So it's taken one. And now watch the magic happens when we copy that over. Yay! It's pulled out the correct data. So you see why it's done that. So there, instead of using 1 again, it's taken whatever's in D14, which is a 2. And that's taken E14, etc. And then we can, of course, format these as integers. So what we've done, we've just pulled the data from this massive table for Heather. So we can type in any name here, Keith, this is what vlookup does, and it can be extremely useful.